Hello and welcome to the show. For today's hill climb monster, we have got something a little bit different. As it was pointed out, no supercar has actually gone up this course, and today that is going to change with the Jaguar XJ220. Admittedly, a lot of supercars will have too high a starting PI. I won't be able to get the required parts on them for it to be able to run in this series. However, we can with the Jaguar. Admittedly, it is only just can, however, we can do it. Now, the rules for this series: the cars must be all-wheel drive, which we shall put on the vehicle now, and they must have snow tyres. In fact, it would be silly to run anything but snow tyres, let's face it here. And when we have all of those bits put on, we are, well, just 10 PI under the limit, which is not great. Doesn't give us much wiggle room, really, for parts. I'm going to want aero on the vehicle. I'm hoping... Okay, the rear wing does take off a little bit, but not quite as much as the front splitter adds. We're going to want off-road suspension. Oh, nope, we're not going to worry about that stuff there at the moment. Go away. We're going to want off-road suspension. Thankfully, it doesn't add any PI. We're also going to want racing brakes. That's going to be an important part. And then we are... maybe if the... so it doesn't add PI, but it doesn't take away PI either. I think we're going to want a roll cage for this. Are these going to add any PI? I kind of hope not. I would like race anti-roll bars on the car. Tyre widths would be nice. I mean, the back tyres are already giant to begin with. Are they 3, 4, 5 to start with? They are huge rear tyres. Not that adding up to 355 makes any bit of difference. It's the front tyres that are the concern. I say the concern. 255 is not too bad. 275 would be better, and I think we will go with 275 on the Jaguar. And then we have one bit of PI to play around with. And that's it. We will put a diff while we're here. Diff would make sense. It's kind of free. Doesn't make any difference to the PI. We can get a gearbox in the car for next to no PI. I don't think it actually makes a huge amount of difference. It makes it fractionally slower to 60. It's probably got different gear ratios. Yeah, this is a fraction lighter. We might just go with driveline. That's always a safe bet. Clutch is not adding any PI, so we'll go with that. We will then go and grab... ooh, I wonder if... ah, damn it. I wondered if we could get those with a bit more power, but because they do add weight as well. Sometimes you can. The answer is no. Well, we can put a flywheel in, though. And that's about it. That's the issue with, of course, a supercar. In this series, there is not a huge amount of wiggle room for parts. However, the Jaguar is within the regulations. Perhaps on a little bit on the heavy side. 3,400 pounds is relatively heavy in this series, especially with only 542 horsepower. Other cars that have weighed a similar amount have had 900 horsepower. So, yeah, power to weight ratio may be a little bit down. We do have massive, massive tyres, though, which could be a good thing. I think it's going to be very needed if we're going to get any speed at all out of the Jaguar. We shall, yeah, have to see how the XJ220 does. So, as we head off to the Devil's Corners hill climb, I don't really know what to expect from the Jaguar. I think my goal will be just to get it under 2 minutes up the course, because nothing like this is really gone. Perhaps the Aston Martin V600 is the closest. A 159.1 for the Aston. That was quite a bit heavier than this, but did have considerably more power. God, the visibility with the roll cage is terrible in here. Okay, bad news number one is that we're not very fast in a straight line. Kind of as expected, really. That's not great from the Jaguar. I'm hoping that we can be more aggressive through these corners. Try and carry corner speed here, because that is about the only hope that we have. Oh, and it's not going to be enough, I don't think. We'll wait and see. There's suddenly been a little bit better turning through this next... No, you see, the issue is that I can't... there is nowhere near enough acceleration in this car. So I have to go really very, very fast through the corners if I want to be going quickly up this course. However, we're still struggling to get the car turned. I think it is carrying more corner speed than some, but it's not great. oh god, we're not getting stopped fantastically well either. I'm thinking that this might be a struggle around here. It's only 93 miles an hour. We've seen 100, 103, 105 miles an hour across that jump in previous vehicles, and we're not anywhere near fast enough through the corners to make up for that deficiency. Yeah, getting under 2 minutes even might be a struggle. We'll see. Oh, I tried to be brave, but I was we're gonna have to be a little bit more cautious around there. I'm sure we'll be flat out, absolutely no problem flat out through there as we now race our way down towards the next corner. Yeah, the grip is lovely. There is no doubt about that. The grip is absolutely fantastic in this car because, yeah, we're carrying fantastic corner speed. However, well, the record speed is already gone before we even get round the final corner. Oh, it was a little bit of a scruffy run, that is for sure. There was a few running wides and a few adventures, but yeah, we've got a lot of time to find. So it is on to our second run, and well, about 2.5 seconds is the time we are looking to make up. Doable is going to be a push, I think. There definitely was a couple of mistakes. There was a bit of running wide, I brushed the wall. It wasn't a particularly clean run, but neither was it the worst run that we've ever had. So we're going to have to try and find some speed elsewhere. I think perhaps the trick with this car is there is a lot of corner grip, but we do still have to be a little bit patient. If we're getting on the throttle too soon, you know, we're trying to make up too much time through these corners, we're just going to end up understeering wide out of them, bumping walls, and that's going to cost us more in the long run. Now, we can't afford to be too patient, because if we're too patient, then we're not going to get any speed at all out of this car, because we simply don't have the acceleration. And there is a little bit more grip in this than I am perhaps used to, in that I'm now turning in too early to some of these corners, which is not quite ideal. There we go, get it slowed down, and then get on that power as soon as we dare, and then just sort of lumber your way. I'm sorry, poor Jaguar, but it's not great on the acceleration front here. Can we tip it into the hairpin? We can tip it into the hairpin with quite a lot of speed there, and it will make it around. It's just, yeah, a shame. A couple hundred more horsepower, or, you know, 400 or 500 pounds less weight, and this would be an amazing vehicle. As it is, it's too high a starting PI, I think. I'm hoping, though, that we can make some time up with some corner bravery, possibly. That might be asking a little bit too much for the Jag. It also does not particularly, as you could imagine, like the bumps. It's not too bad on the larger jumps, but the bumps down that icy straight, it is not a massive fan of as we come into the penultimate corner. I got it all wrong on the brakes as well there, which is not particularly helping. And then lots of understeer as I try to get on the power too soon. It's better. It's still not great. 2016 for the XJ220. Again, yeah, there are a couple of little running wide moments. Can I find 1.5 seconds? It might be quite tough. So, it is on to our final run with the Jaguar, and 1.6 seconds is the time we need to make up, and that might be a little bit of a tall order. As much as I love the XJ220 and would love to see it do well, I think I'm going to struggle to find that time. I shall do everything I can. Maybe we will find a miracle on this run. Maybe we'll find a warp drive. That would probably be the more likely and more helpful, in all honesty, getting this car up the course. It's slightly annoying in that the Jaguar is actually a really nice car to drive. If I didn't know what the times were and wasn't worried about how fast I was going up the course, then yeah, this is fantastic. However, it is just not really quick enough. The problem is, the Lancia Stratos was very, very quick through the corners and lost a little bit on acceleration. It was still very fast though, whereas the XJ220 here is a little bit quicker through the corners and then loses everything immediately when we get to an acceleration zone. It's kind of 1 step forwards, 2.2 steps backwards, and it's just not quite working. And yeah, it's a shame. It is a real shame because I like the car to drive, but it's just not quick enough. I think it is a little bit like we saw with the R33 Skyline and so on. just not working within the PI system. It can't quite work out for everything, and the Jaguar in this sort of guise is not working. And let's face it, this is a supercar after all, going on a snowy rally stage. It's not exactly in its normal comfort zone as we head onto the icy straight. Things are going quite surprisingly well for a car caught on the ice. That is the first time we have gone faster down there riding along the ice than we have when not being on the ice. I think that is, well, that is an accolade that the Jaguar can take out of this run. It's the first car to go quicker on the ice. Oh, we didn't quite get under 2 minutes. It was close, but it wasn't quite. 2 minutes, .187. Ah, bugger. 0.2 were needed. I'm surprised I actually found that much time on that run. It will put the car in at a 12th place. It isn't last, don't worry. The Jaguar is not at the bottom of the table, but it isn't particularly high up. It does beat the Renault Alpine. That was another car that struggled with an overall lack of power. The Jaguar, though, a much nicer car to drive, I think. So, yeah, it beats the Renault Alpine. It also beats the two crazy mobiles, the Subaru Brat and the Honda S800. They had far too much power to be even vaguely controllable. So, yeah, I mean, it's only a couple of tenths off the Nissan Skyline, the R33. It's not that far down on the Volvo V60 either. A great car to drive. Really nice, fun vehicle to take up the course. Plenty of grip, lovely balance and so on. But it just lacks the overall speed, which, yeah, is a little bit of a shame for the big Jag. However, as I said, it does have a record of sorts of being the only car to run across the ice and actually be set up perfectly and carry, I think, a little bit more speed off of that turn than any of the other, or certainly than it had done on any of the other runs. None of the other cars had been that nice. I think that is more luck than anything. A teensy bit of judgment from me, but mostly luck. The angles that I ended up hitting the ice on, but yeah. There we go. That is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.